Hello and welcome to Sports This Morning. I'm Cecilia Omogbe.
I am Tayo Salam. It's great to have you join us again.
Aqua United, they need 2 more games to win the NPFL title for the very first time because all the people, all other clubs chasing Aqua United lost yesterday. Nassau United, Canopilas, they couldn't keep up with the pace. Now they've extended their lead and of course they need just 2 games to win their first league title.
Aqua United looking very good. They beat Warri Wolves comprehensively, like we said yesterday. 3 goals to nil. They're now 6 points clear of their title rivals. That's their nearest title rivals. Also on the show, Nigeria's women's national basketball team, the Tigers, have landed in Tokyo for the Summer Olympics, and they're full of confidence that they can come out of Group B.
All right, take a look at the... Okay. All right. We wish them all the luck as they start their campaign this weekend in Tokyo. Also on the program, just one day on the eve of the opening ceremony of Tokyo 2020 Olympics, where the tournament director, I'm talking about the opening ceremony director, has been fired. Kentaro Kobayashi has been sacked simply because of a joke he made in 1990 about Holocaust. In the 90s.
Yeah.
Okay. Somehow, whatever derogatory comment you may have made in the past, usually just have a way of catching up with you. Is it popular? Okay. All right.
We'll come back to Kobayashi later on. Of course, there's just one day to go to the opening ceremony of the Tokyo 2020 Olympics. By the time, not by the time we'll come back. Tomorrow, actually, 12 noon Nigerian time, the Olympics ceremony will begin. And, of course, that signals the official start of the Summer Games. And like I said, it's just one day to go. We're all excited. And we're looking forward to seeing what Team Nigeria will come up with at the Games. One of those sports where that seems to have excited a lot of people, a lot of Nigerians, is definitely basketball, where we're presenting 2 teams for the very first time in the history of the competition.
Which is great for Nigeria because football is not there. So the only team sport Nigeria will be taking part in happens to be, well, basketball, and the D-Tigers and D-Tigress, they're there. As you mentioned earlier, D-Tigress already, they've landed in Tokyo, and these ladies are raring to go. If you check what they've been posting on their social media handle, I mean, there's just this energy that will feed off. That once you see the pictures, you see the way their togetherness and everything, you can feed off from that energy, knowing that these girls are really ready, no matter what's going to be thrown at them, no matter the group they're in, which is very, very tough. They just have this energy that you just be wondering, I mean, how would they navigate through that group? But once you see that energy, you understand that, yes, these girls can easily, navigate through the group, despite the fact that we have, Almighty USA, host nation, and of course France. Yes, it's a very tough group, but these girls, I know, with what they've done so far, I think maybe they might get out of the group, but then medal, it's a bit tricky. But first thing first, get out of that group and see how far you can go.
Yes, one game at a time. That's the way it's supposed to be. Like Cecilia said, if you're following the social media handles, you'd see the excitement, the confidence is very palpable. You can literally feel it all the way from Nigeria. So there's not much you can say other than to wish them the best ahead of their first game of the competition against the United States of America. That should be a very interesting matchup indeed. Let's go over to the guys quickly. The dust is settled now on the roster. The final 12-man roster is settled. We know the guys that are going to represent the country, including Jordan Nwora, the newly minted NBA champion, world champion of the world. Jordan Nwora is going to be a part of that 12-man squad to the Tokyo 2020 Olympics. But before then, Cecilia, when the initial preliminary list came out, some names were missing, and there was a lot of emotional reaction to it. Ike Diogo, the captain, who's been ever present for a long time, committed to the cause, always shows up for Afro-Basket qualifiers. Alfaru Kaminu as well, too. Olumide Oyedeji, those guys You know, that's even going further down
Yeah.
memory lane. Now, Olumide Eji, those are veterans of the D
Yeah.
Tigers, and the coach Mike Brown has had some very interesting and nice things to say about them.
Yeah, of course. Let's listen to Mike Brown talking about these great athletes that represent Nigeria over time. But then we know that Afero Camino and Ike Diogo is not part of the roster.
One thing, it's almost like the NBA. You know, but before the NBA, there was the what is it? Was it CBA back in the day, or what? Or the where they had the ABA. I get my associations all mixed up. There was the ABA, and they weren't making great money. Not a lot of people watched, and then you get the transition to the NBA, and it wasn't that great. And then David Stern comes in, and next thing you know, the profile of Michael Jordan, Larry Bird, Magic Johnson, and now you got LeBron, and they get KD and Steph, and so, we have to appreciate the people that laid the foundation down in 2012 and 2016. The Ike Diagos, the Al-Farouq Aminos, Olumide Aladeje. Those types of guys laid a strong foundation down for this program back in the day when they didn't have as much as attention or resources or anything like that. They played when it was extremely hard. And so we're more than appreciative of what they've laid down in terms of foundation, and we want to just continue to build on that. So we don't want to banish anything. We want to showcase that. We want to let those guys know we were proud of what they did back there, just getting to the Olympics, and we hope to be able to take that torch and continue moving up so that the next generation that comes after these players and myself can continue to just rise up.
You listen to Coach Mike Brown paying tribute to Ike Diogo, Olumide Oyedeji, and of course, Afero Camino. These guys actually build the foundation of what they're reaping right now. They set the pace to put the D Tigers where they are right now, where the whole world understand that, yes, there is a basketball team in Nigeria and they're ready, but to shake the world at the Olympics, if that is possible. All right, still talking about the Olympics, we have a 5-time Olympian in the studio. Of course, it's just one day to go to Tokyo 2020 Olympic Games.
Yes.
A table tennis legend. She's right here in the Lagos studio. Bose Kafu, good morning.
Good morning. How are you?
Fantastic. How are you?
I'm very well. Thank you.
It's great to have you in the studio. You're an absolute legend. That must be said when it comes to table tennis.
I is starstruck right now.
Yeah, kind of. Yeah. It's great to have you. We're all excited for the Olympics. Are you as excited as everyone else, considering you've been there 5 times already?
Yeah. Well, the fifth time, the last one, was like
a long time ago.
No, I never thought about it.
Okay.
It was just like something out of the blue. So, but I thank God that I did make it. So
it just came out for you. Interesting. I mean, we've anytime we're talking about table tennis, the first name that comes, to mind is you, because of your contribution to the game over time. I mean, the way you girls, you guys, most of you, you grew the sport. You ensure that, yes, Nigeria is always on the map, especially at the All-African Games. I mean, we're always winning medals, gold medals, and I can't count I lost count of how many you won at the All-African Games. And then, going into the Olympics. And right now, we have Funka, before Funka Shunaike made she's making her 7th appearance. I mean, you hold the record, Miriam Yanley and all that hold the record for the most appearance at the Olympics. Now, having that experience, going into that, and those who are going for the very first time, how does it always feel like? Because your first time, of course, would have been different from the last time. How does it feel like?
My own first time was, I never thought about Olympics because it would have been in 1988, but I was so young. That was the first time we had table tennis in the Olympics. So in 1992, let's say in 1988, I called it, in 1992 in Barcelona, it was something like, okay, I made the first one, and there was no fear. You want to play with everybody. You want to compete. It was just like the African champion. Then it used to be the continental champions.
Okay.
So the African champion, the second one. So, but now it is about qualification. Even though you have the best, so you don't actually have the number one unless you are actually the All African Games champion.
Okay.
So you must have the African Games champion, which will give you automatic
qualification.
Yes, although then it was about 8 of us, so we could still have like 3 Nigerians. But now you can't. It's just about 2 Nigerians. Then later you have to go and play the qualifications. So it's just like changing all the time.
Okay.
Indeed. So, you want to say something?
Okay, I
quickly?
was going to talk about the athletes that are competing now. We have Funke Oshonake. She's making her 7th appearance. Also, we have Edem Ofiong. Just 2. I mean, you said your time, usually you can be 3, but for the women, you're just 2. I mean, those 2, Funke Oshonake, I mean, she says, she was shocked when she qualified for the Olympics. I mean, her joy was enormous. She was so happy because she was looking at other younger ones to actually be at this stage. But right now, if you remove these 2 athletes, you can't even mention another name because why? They're not at the same level that they are.
No, I won't agree to that.
Okay.
As a table tennis coach and a sports analyst,
okay,
you can actually say you cannot see or you cannot find some athletes of a particular caliber. But in Nigeria, we could do better than that. Actually, I don't know how they made it to the qualification, but I know that it was Effiong that qualified first. And also, I was believing that Nigeria should have qualified outrightly. So later, it became the fact that maybe Funke Oshonake had to go and play another qualification, then she did qualified. But the problem is, do we not have other players that can actually qualify outrightly? So it's not about who qualified later, like Haruna now. He nearly would have missed
out. Yeah, it was his ranking.
And that was not, it shouldn't have been that. Nigerians that I know, we qualify outrightly. From the first day, we do that. But I could also say, as a performance analyst, that we are now having good players internationally.
Okay.
So it's not about Nigeria and Egypt. But I am not feeling all right concerning the qualification because in the chart, I found that we are 3 Egyptians. So why 2 Nigerians?
So
3 Egyptian men, 3 Egyptian women.
The 6.
Yes.
And we have just 4.
Just
so
2
Nigeria,
men and 2 women.
Nigeria should be doing a lot better. That's the point.
Be doing
You're making. Let's take a look at the draws. Is finally out. Nigeria's representatives know who they'll be playing in the table tennis events of the Summer Olympics. Starting off with Funke Oshonake, who's going to her 7th competition. That's the Olympics. She's going to be featuring in the preliminary round against Louis Yuan of the United States of America. Of course, that name sounds very Asian, but she's going to be representing the United States. So Funke Oshonake will have to take on that opponent to get into the first round. We'll come back to this later on. That's for the rowing for Esther Toko. But let's talk about table tennis because we have a table tennis legend in the house. So Funke Oshonake, Louis Yuan. In the singles round 1, still talking women, we have Edem Ofiong taking on Madras Dora. While for the men's singles round 1, it's Apollonia Thiago taking on Omotayo Olajide. In round 3, it's going to be Aruna Quadri against a yet-to-be-determined opponent because Aruna Quadri is in the top 15 of this competition, so it's got to buy into the third round. Let's talk about our chances in this in table tennis from what you've seen now. How far do you think they can go, honestly? Starting with Funke Oshonake,
if we look at it,
someone you know very well.
Yes, let's say Funke Oshonake's style of play. And you need to know the style of play of the opponent. So she's American-Chinese, American. And she using a pen holder or shake hand with pimples or playing, you know, she could play better with playing. But I would say because of her style of play, she should be able to cope with a pimple because she is a defender.
Okay.
Although she is a defender, we have different type of defense. We have blocker, they are also defense. We have shoppers, they are also defense. So she is a blocker, and then she hardly has that's Funke. Okay. So we need to know what game the other opponent is bringing in. If she is a pen holder, is she a pen hold defense or a pen hold attack? So if she is a pen hold attack, Funke Kushonake could cope with her. If she is a pen hold defense, that will be difficult because meaning she might be using a pimple. So we have pimple, we have plain. The pimple is, okay, we have pimple short, we have pimple long. The long pimple is a little bit difficult to play with, but the shorter one, Funke could also cope with that. So we need to know all those ones. And then we want to know, I would like to know the ranking of the opponent. I want to know the players she has played with. I want to know how far she must have gone in certain competitions. I want to know a particular competition that she might have played that Funke Shineke should have played. So, and also we want to say about the performances. Has Funke been playing for some time at that particular level? Yes, she could. So there are a lot of things to look at. So if we look at Effiong now, Effiong, she is a defense and attack. Okay. She can block, she can, but our opponent, if she is from Europe, she should be able to cope because she has been playing in Europe. Yeah, okay. So, but the other problem is now the skills. The skills, yes, the skills and what is the position of the opponent
that she's playing against.
And if the opponent could qualify from Europe, European athletes or players, they are actually strong because the last qualifier might be the best of Africa team. So there are a lot of factors there. Then concerning Omotayo, that's my little baby. So he is stylish. He can beat anybody at any time. Wow. And anybody could beat him at any time.
Okay, it's not predictable.
But it's supposed to be predictable now because we're talking about the Olympics and just one match you are out, one match you are in. So has he played before with that player? Or is there anything that will say, okay, I've played with certain players as such?
So
we need to know.
Yeah, from all the things you've just said now, for example, Omotayo is taking on a Portuguese opponent. Does it help? It helps that he's been...
He should be able to get to the next level. No. If I am playing, when I was playing, I want to see certain country. If you are bringing in, no, Africa is Egypt. If you are bringing in maybe Greece, we are bringing it Italy, we are bringing it the British.
The Europeans.
I will say, okay, this one.
You like this like that?
Yes.
Okay, kindly hold your thoughts there, Bosse. We need to go on a break. When we come back, we'll let you conclude your thoughts on Nigeria's chances in the table tennis event of the Tokyo 2020 Olympics. Join us again. You're welcome back to Channel Sports this morning. We still have Bosse Kafo, 5-time Olympian. We're catching up with her, and she's helping us preview Nigeria's chances in the table tennis event at the Summer Olympics. Before we went on the break, she was talking about Olajide Omotayo, who's going to the Olympics for the very first time. And he's going to be taking on a Portuguese opponent. And you were saying something about where these players come from. Being a factor in knowing how well they can do against them. Why is that?
Yeah, it's because Omotayo has been playing now in Portugal. I don't know if he's still in Portugal.
Well, he's been there before.
He's been there before. I guess he should be there before, but I guess it was in Italy. So the Portuguese, the Italian are actually stronger than the Portuguese. Okay. And because I've played in the Italian matches, let's say, team before league, and I believe that the Italian league is a little bit stronger than the Portuguese. Okay. So if he's about to play the French now, I would have said the French team is
tough.
really, really tough because I played my last matches there. But for Tayo,
Yep.
I think he should be able to win his game, no matter how. I don't want to know whether he's going to play the four. So he's not actually playing the Chinese of Portuguese. But if he's even going to play, it's just like playing a normal Chinese. So for him, he should be able to win that.
And get into the second round.
And get into the second
All right,
round.
fingers crossed. Let's talk about the big dog himself, Arnold Quadri, top 15 seed. So he's going to be starting his own campaign in the third round.
The third round, yes.
And of course, we all remember what happened in Rio. Quarterfinalists, never been done before.
Yeah.
And I don't know what you're expecting from him this time around, 4 years down the line.
4 years down the line, one thing about performances, once you're coming into view, people don't know you. And because the qualification has been, it has been something about not the best. Coubertin in 1935 said some things about Olympics that some people, that when you pick 50, realize that 20 will make it. Out of that 20, it's only 5 will make it. Out of the 5, it's only 1 that could win the laurel. So when we analyze it, we find out that performance is about the first time we have a lot. They don't know him. People will just underrate him, just like the common Nigerian.
Okay.
You know. Then later, they now find that this guy is actually good. But then he has done his bidding because right now he is about number 20 in the world. Now the 416. So that is a huge advantage for him, meaning that he will have time to look at his opponent to be, he will have time to analyze the opponent, he will have time to train, he will have time to also rest. So I think depending on the chart, now that is the aim of the coach. Is like you sit down with the chart and like you must have played his own matches ahead of him. So you will now know what to tell him. For example, we know that, okay, from these qualifying rounds, these are the people there. First round, this one could be. Second round, so why can't you play the game like we play the 5 people before getting to the third round? So for him, I guess it could get to the quarterfinals.
Okay.
The reason is this, because he is actually in the generation of his lives now, because these guys, they are still young, I mean, between 18 and 24, 26, up to 30. So within this continuum, you have people beating each other, and he has been there for a while.
All right. So I don't know, Quadri, another quarterfinals, right? Okay.
Hopefully.
All the best, I don't know, Quadri. Okay.
We're about to let her go, right? She needs to get back to other business. But before we let her go, Cecilia, there's no way we're not going to ask her why they all look so young in their late 40s. Is there something about table tennis? I mean, you don't look anything over 35, thereabouts. Ofunke Oshonaike also looks
45,
like she's in her 20s.
25 or something.
Is it something about the game, or well, why is it?
He's not, well, I've not been playing for the past years. And even when I was in Europe, they would ask me to play. I would just play a little, it is about yourself.
It's just on the light side. That's all.
It's about yourself. That's
it's just about taking care of yourself.
It's about taking care of yourself.
All right, then.
So you tell us the secret behind the scene.
Maybe
Well, thank you so much for coming down to the studio this morning. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Appreciate
hopefully
your time, ma'am.
during the Olympics, of course, we'll have you, more time, right?
Okay, yes.
Thank you.
Thank you,
Thanks
ma'am.
so much.
Yes.
All right, let's listen to someone who is making his debut at the Olympics. I'm talking about Eke Uche. He's the only representative from Nigeria in a gymnastics event.
It feels amazing, I'm actually out here now, so it's just, I don't know, just everything is just really cool. I'm surrounded by top tier athletes everywhere I go, even when I eat, sleep, and I'm just really happy to be here, just thinking about my goal. I'm doing 6 events. My best events are parallel bars, horizontal bar, and the pommel horse. I just want to go out there and do as best as I can. All this hard work that I've been putting in over the 20 years of gymnastics, I just want to go out there and let it all out, you know. Don't leave the gym without feeling relieved and feeling that self-accomplishment, you know. I made it here, so I have to put on a show. Yeah, I'm not under pressure. It's just, you know, anything can happen. Of course, I want to get a medal, but my mind right now is to make finals because that's the first step to it. And if I make finals, I'll be so happy. But like I said, anything can happen. Anyone can fall at any moment. So I'm just keeping my head focused on myself, not really looking at what other people are doing because I know what I have to do.
Yeah, first Olympian. He's definitely not under pressure. He just want to go there, put on a show. Finals will be great for him. 6 events, that's what he will be taking part in gymnastics. Yeah. The good thing is we have a gymnast at the Olympics this time around.
Very strange sight. Never seen it before. I mean, you saw him there. And yeah, so it's good. We wish Uche Eke all the best in the competition. Talking about the competition, Nigeria, the very first athlete to compete for the country is going to be Esther Toko. That's going to be in the rowing event. She's going to be competing in the singles calls Heat 1. By the time we come back tomorrow, she must have done her beats already, and hopefully she makes it into the next round, which is the quarterfinal stage. She's going to be competing against 4 other opponents. Cecilia, no pressure at all. First Nigerian to step up.
No pressure at all. I mean, just got there. Put on a show. I mean, let me take a cue from Uche right now. Put on a show and give your best. Your best might just be good enough. Yeah. Top 3 will make it to the next round. If she finishes in top 3, she'll be lucky. If she doesn't, I mean, she'll be the first to also come back home. Because as you finish your event, you're coming home. That's what coronavirus.
That's the playbook. That's the playbook.
That's what it's cost to everyone at the Olympics. You can't wait for other people to finish. Yeah, quickly before we end the segments, just the tournament director we're talking about over a joke. I mean, the organizers, tournament ceremony director has been fired simply because of a joke he made in the 90s. So right now, someone is going to step up. Another update is that the former Prime Minister, Shinzo Abe, also will not be at the event. He's going to skip it. He was the one who was in forefront when Japan were actually bidding to host the games.
Japan has had to go through a lot to host this Summer Olympics. Kentaro Kobayashi said something all the way in 1998 that has come back to bite him in the behind, and now he's now been fired as the opening ceremony director just a day before the event is due to take place in Tokyo. As so many scandals. Just earlier this week, the composer Keigo Oyemada was also forced to resign for past bullying comments of his classmates. I mean, so a lot of these things.
It's a big lesson to everyone. Mindful of the words you use, because might just come back and bite you. That's what it's like.
You never know where you find yourself in future. And but anyways, the Olympic ceremony, like we said, will go ahead tomorrow, 12 noon Nigerian time, without spectators, obviously, to prevent the spread of COVID-19. But some officials are expected to be there. You're supposed to have some guests, as well as the media. Overall, 950
people expected to be watching at the stadium. That's according to the officials in the opening ceremony on Friday. Officials, journalists, and of course, some of the persons, but then that's just the number, 950 only, less than 1,000 will be watching at the stadium live the opening ceremony. Right, that's it for the Olympics update here. We'll just go straight to other events happening in the world of sport. Basketball, for instance, former Nigerian basketballers, they'll host these elite championships, thinking of how they can actually help, help other young athletes to actually, get better in the future, because we know that, yes, basketball is going on, but that doesn't mean that people are not every time they're putting a different event together to ensure that these athletes who have not been doing anything are able to, get somewhere. But in the final, it was Ebon Comment Basketball who defeated Lagos rivals, Lagos Legends, 58-52 to emerge the winner of the championship.
今競技をしているところであります。 we're going to be involved in college sports too, because as you know, even in this invitation, we have 2 universities, the University of Lagos and the Ahmadu Bello University. These are the best universities in basketball in Nigeria. I actually graduated from Ahmadu Bello University, and we're happy to do that. So basketball cuts across both education and people outside the professional world. We're trying to make sure we network together and build the programs. We're going to see what we can do in each level of basketball to ensure that the development is consistent. We ensure that we keep growing in basketball.
I have seen a lot of prospects, a lot of young kids with exciting potentials, skills. I was actually surprised that, at the level of skills in this competition. So the MPFL is doing a good job. I have to commend them. We support what they're doing. Hopefully, we're able to get basketball going once more in the country. So, yeah.
It's invaluable experience for these guys. You know how little that is going on in our domestic basketball scene. Very, very little. So every game they get better. And if you notice, game 1 of Division 1 and game 3, or final game of this one, there's been a tremendous improvement in the standard of the play of the teams and of the players. So I just want to salute and encourage the group that is behind this.
All right, 8 basketball teams actually participated in this elite 2-day competition. And of course, Ebon comments, they may have lost out in the Division 1. I mean, they couldn't get into the Premier League. But then in a competition like this, I mean, trust the veteran coach who was able to put his team together, winning the final 58-52. They are the winners. Hopefully this can continue so that basketballers may have opportunity to be competing even when they don't have a league to play. Okay, now time to talk about Nigeria Professional Football League. We have Austin Okonakman joining us from London, and of course we have Fisaya Dairo joining us from Port Harcourt in Rivers State. Good morning, guys. Good to have you.
Sporty greetings, Cecilia and Tayo, and of course to our viewers. It's good to be on the show once again.
Fisaya, how you doing? How is Port Harcourt?
Port Harcourt is fine. We have the breaks from the rain this morning, so it's a very, very good weather. And of course, it's so nice to be on the show once again.
Thank you. And of course, Rivers United did not do you guys any favor. All right, sorry about that. But Austin, we'll start with, let's just take a look at the games from yesterday. About 7 matches decided yesterday on match day 34. Aqua United, of course, I mean, they know what they needed to do. That's how a big team, a team that is serious, that's what they do. 3-0, I told you the title was right there in their hands. It's theirs for them to lose or win. Other result, it was more like the 3-0 scoreline was just regular. 2-1 Jigawa Golden Stars against Rivers United. Sunshine and Katsina, that was the only game that did not produce any goal at all. It ended goalless. MFM and Plateau United ended 3-1. Aqua United and Warri was 3-0. And Lobby Stars and Nasuru United, Chasing Park, they lost at Lobby 3-2. That was close, but then no cigar. All right, other results, you have Rangers and Canopilas. Canopilas losing to Rangers 2-0. So they were the ones who were chasing Aqua United. So right now the title is 2 games and they will be champions. Abia Warriors beating Heartland 2-1. Austin, I'll start off with you. Aqua United, they're just looking at the title right now. I'm sure the champion is already on the ice, just waiting when they're going to celebrate.
It's too early.
And
Come on.
just 2 more games for them to win and 4 more to go. Just win 2 out of those 4 and they are champions, Austin.
Yeah, it's looking good for the promise keepers. As you said, this is how to respond when you are within touching distance to the league title. I've said it over and over again that with the performance that Aqua United has given this season, they only have themselves to blame if they lose out of on winning the league title. That game against Warri that's how to respond, and I didn't see Warri was posing any threats. They only, try to play to keep themselves in the league. But for Aqua United, with a bigger zeal to win the league title, there was no stopping them. A brace from Charles Ashimena, who is on good form now, scoring goals. He has scored 14 goals so far this season. And I think on the goal by Obon Friday was a fantastic goal. Called it right there into the top right corner of the goal to give Aqua United a 3-0 win over Warri Wolves. And it got sweeter for them because Nasarawa United did put up a good fight in Makurdi, but couldn't win against Lobby Stars. Silas Wankwo still scoring, got a brace in that one. He has scored 16 goals so far this season. And then Canopilas couldn't win against Rangers. So Aqua United, I'm sure they started dancing right after that win against Warriors. But remembered again that look, they still have 4 more matches to play, so let's not dance away till we get the job done properly. But it's their title to lose now, guys.
Yeah, right.
Looking good indeed for Aqua United, Cecilia.
Yeah, that's what it's looking like right now. It's really looking good. Fisayo, I mean, Rivers United lost. We're thinking maybe they can get a draw and still keep chasing. But except Aqua United will decide, I mean, on their own to lose their remaining games. That's when they'll lose the title because they just need 6 points to be able to get their hands on the trophy. What do you think? Rivers and Canopilas, can they still catch up, or even Nassau United?
Well, at this point, it's very difficult for any team to catch up with Aqua United. Talking about Rivers United, I think they were more of contenders, more of pretenders than contenders. You know, at a point during the season, they lost pace, but you know they had a couple of victories, a good run of 4 or 5 unbeaten games of recent, which brought them back on top. But the moment Aqua United got to that point in Port Harcourt on Sunday, you know that was done and dusted. You know, Aqua United, for me, it's undoubtedly that they are the best team this season. They've considered the least amount of goals. They are the second highest top scorers in the league with 43 goals. Only second place Nasarawa have more with 47. You know, they are a well-drilled engine, and kudos to Kennedy Boboye. He has shown time and time again that he is not a fluke as a manager. The rest, Canopilas, their greatest Achilles heel is their form away from home. They showed that again in Enugu yesterday. 2 goals in the first half by Rangers, and the game was done and dusted. I've seen Pillars at least 3 matches, especially in this region. You know, they were always very, very poor, and such a team have no say in winning the league. For instance, compared to Aqua United, at the time they were 18 match unbeaten. When Katsina ended that, they are presently 5 games unbeaten. If they win their home game on Sunday, it goes 6 games. So they've been impregnable, and everyone at this point will agree that just like the way Rangers won the league in 2016, this seems to be like a team that is unarguably for everyone as the best team in the division.
Interesting. Seems that everyone is already looking forward to crowning Aqua United as the champions of the 2020-2021 NPFL season. But I think anybody would have something to say about that. So that's because today, action will continue on match day 34, including Aimba. They will be in action against FC Ifeanyiba. Let's see our confirmation of the fixtures for you for today. Aimba versus FC Ifeanyiba. There's also Dakada FC taking on Adamawa United. And last but not the least, Kwara United versus Wiki Torres. So, Fisayo, if Aimba win today, they'll go within 4 points of the top. I mean, that's close.
Of course, it's very close, and from the way it is on paper, everyone will expect Imba to do a job with their pedigree and with the quality they have in squad. But let me shock you. I don't expect Imba to beat FC Ifeanyiba today. Okay. Because that has been the story of their season. I've watched not less than 12 Ifeanyiba games this season, even in the league, not to talk of the continental games. They tend to fall short when it matters most.
Wow.
You know. That has been their story. I was there in Aba when they drew goalless to Nassau United. They drew goalless to Heartland. I was there. They drew 1-1 to Rivers United. I was there. These 3 games, home games, if they had won just 2 of those 3 games, they would be having a save with Aqua United. But against FC Ifeanyiba, that really, really want to escape to relegation. They've done well in recent times, especially in home games. In the last home game, they defeated Nassau United, the second place team, who have also been very good. I don't see Aimba winning, and more so, Aimba have the worst injury record in the division at the moment. They have no fewer than 12 first-team players injured, and they could barely get 18 players fit for this one. A lot of people will be staking on Aimba to get a result. They're a big team. They should know when to do it. But it's something in me, maybe the familiarity with how Aimba has done throughout this season. I don't expect them to win today.
Wow. Fisayo, clearly pessimistic about the chances of Aimba catching up with Aqua United on top of the table. We need to go on a break now. We'll come back. I will still have Austin and Fisayo be rounding off our review and preview of the Nigerian Professional Football League. Join us again.
So excited for the victory. I think we have been working on this to get a good margin of goals, winning by, there is not only winning by 3 points, we want to win by goals, which the boys have done it for us, for the teams. We work playing to instruction. Very exciting game for the boys. I'm happy. Kone Elijah is one of the, I think, the engine room of the team, which for some time he has an injury, just coming back, and which I personally work on him to talking of area of conversation of the edge of 18 shooting, which he did today, which I'm so happy, playing to instruction, and he gets what I want. And I think he can still score more than that before the season ends. We are still going to play a normal game as the way we're supposed to play, because there's no, we can still, because we are okay and we just want to take the game like I said, no, we're still going to do the normal job we're supposed to do, get a necessary point from away, either home or away, so that we can be able to see how we can sit very well on the table.
Olalekan Gabriel, MFM interim coach, understandably delighted with that 3-1 victory over Plateau United. We still have our guys with us, Austin and Fisayo. Austin, MFM, it's been a decent season. They've had their issues at the start, change of coaches, but they look very comfortable mid-table.
Good, and I love the sort of confidence that they've displayed since Coach Olalekan Gabriel came into the mix. They go away. Sometimes they pick points on the road. And back home, they are beginning to, look good, scoring good goals, just like the game against Plateau United. Beautiful goals by Kone Elijah. I got a brace in that one. And you could tell with the way the team is shaping up that they're trying to as much as possible, keep it in that top 10. I think they're 10th on the log, and they are consistent with their remaining. They might just jump to like 6th or 7th on the log. MFM, decent team, youthful side, one of the teams that we actually want in the league because of the ownership, and we don't get to hear all of those scandals that come out of the league from MFM. So this is a team that we love, particularly those of us that grew up in Lagos and watch them. Pedigree also. I like it. I like what they're doing. I just hope that they give it a strong finish.
Strong finish. And for Plateau United, the coach was talking about the fact that they want to finish respectable position. They're still 9th on the log. I'll go to Fisayo now. Fisayo, for you, Plateau United, how well would they finish this season? Will they have that respectable finishing? Because being beaten in Lagos, a 3-1 is not something that, Abdul Makaba could have expected, judging from the fact that the last home game they played, they won by 4-0.
Well, for Plateau United, it's a case of, when you are going to the continent, you have to prepare adequately. This was a team in the CAF Champions League earlier this season, and now they are only praying for a respectable finish. But again, when you look at the composition of the side, just 3 weeks ago, 3 of Plateau United's players went abroad for deals, and that left the team depleted. It's good for Abdul Mekaba. He has turned to the youth. He's giving a couple of young players the opportunity to play, likes of Clean Shark, likes of John Danga, and that will help the team in the long run. But respectable, their last away game before yesterday was in Port Harcourt. They also lost 3-1 to Rivers United, taking a part there. So for Mekaba, there is nothing to fight for. They are not going to be dragged into the relegation battle. They are not going to make any continental places. And just last week, they were eliminated by Nassau United in the ITO Cup. Just for them to, just what a typical team in Europe will do, last 4 matches, give more young talents the opportunity to play and win your own games, and you'll get a top 10 finish.
Oh, that's all top 10 finish, from targeting the title to continental, to targeting the continent. And of course, right now, we're talking about mid-table, top 10 finish. Fisayo Dairo, I want to thank you so much for joining us this morning.
Thank you for having me, Cecilia.
And Austin Okon-Akman, thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Cecilia. Thank you, Ty. Always a delight to be on the show. Thank you.
Yeah, Fisayo Dairo is a chief football writer with ACLsports.com. Of course, Austin is Channels TV correspondent in London.
Yeah, they know.
Right, let's listen to the coach of Plateau United quickly, just, kind of lamenting.
What lamenting what?
Okay,
what is he
lamentation.
lamenting?
You want to listen to his lamentation?
Fixture, congestion. I saw
yeah.
something about that. Like, how's that different from every other team?
Yeah. Maybe we'll listen to him, right? Okay. All right.
We lose to a very good side, MFM. But the truth is the matches are getting too many for players. I know what LMC are aiming to do to finish the league at the right time. But we should not forget some of these players will get injured and it can end their career. It's not good. At present, I lose 10 players to come here. I came without 10 of my regular players. And it's not good. The result is the same. We lost.
Yeah, they lost.
Yes, it's as simple as that.
All right.
Plateau United will
All
have
that.
Yeah, I mean, they're ninth on the log, and if they can finish thereabouts, would have been a respectable season. But like I said, that's not what they targeted at the start of the Nigerian Professional Football League for 2020-2021 season, but it is what it is. Let's take a look at the papers now before we go on the show. We have Complete Sports, Sports in Life, and Sports in Sun. Let's start with you, Sissy.
Complete Sports here. Okay. Musa to complete Turkey move this week. Musa agrees to join Turkish side Karagümrük. Karagümrük.
Careful.
Okay.
There.
Tongue twister. Right?
Careful there.
Karagümrük. That's the name of the club is joining. So find out where that club is. It's in Turkey. So Ahmed Musa will be leaving Kano Pillars to Turkey. That's what Complete Sports is saying this morning. And they said, we told you first. Apparently, it's an exclusive to them. I don't think so. I've seen it somewhere else. All right. Leganes are look to recoup 3 million euros on Omeru. Okay. He wants out. He wants to go. So he's up for sale. That's what it means. Onyeka, ready for Premier League. You talked about the first signing. Brentford who just gained promotion to the Premier League. And for Onyeka, he's ready for the Premier League.
Good move. Good move for this guy. Yeah, he's got a great upside. And the Premier League, of course, is going to be a bigger window for more people, more fans to get to see him in action.
And I want to use qualities too good to ignore. That's what the MD of Union Berlin is saying. So he's giving it all to the striker. And David Alaba, of course, he's been unveiled as Real Madrid player, handed Ramos number 4 shirt. So this guy, Sergio Ramos, I'm like, that's a big shoe to fit in.
All right, then let's go to Sports in Life. Osimhen gets special drills. That was in training. Pre-season, of course, for Napoli. Man City contenders to sign Cristiano Ronaldo. That's interesting. I don't think it's going to happen. Madrid finally unveiled David Alaba. Chelsea tempt Dortmund with £135 million for Holland. Manchester United also considering to sell Pogba this summer. That's according to Sporting Live. Manchester United fans, I wonder what you make of this guy. Should you sell or should you keep him? Let's go to Sporting Sun. That's our last paper for review. Napoli subjects Osimhen to special drills. Talked about that already. Arsenal, 12 Spurs, Abraham race. Okay. Interesting. Tammy might just be, of course, asked to leave Chelsea because Thomas Tuchel doesn't fancy him at all.
It's not in his plans. That's what it is. Thank you so much for watching. I'm Cecilia Mogbe. Have a fantastic day.
I am Taya Salam. Join us again tomorrow.